there was a long time where I was like, I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh at all. And at some point, I picked up all the hero cards. I started playing exclusively heroes. And I really started playing when somebody wind-up looped me, and I said, "This is the game I want to play, where where this can happen." For
You're
some
awful.
reason, that's always what in my heart. I was like, I see. This is what I always wanted."
Chris
like,
decided the game was for him when everybody was like, "I'm out of this."
Yeah,
game.
so even
I'm getting
like, for
fucking
some
hand
reason,
looped.
every time
I'm done.
everyone hates it. Yeah, I love it when everyone hates it, and this is that was when I was like, I'm playing this game, and I've done a lot of FTKs over the years.
I was gonna say, you are at our local, I consider you to be, and I literally wrote down, like, in quotations, mad scientist, because you are one of those people that just finds ways to break the game and make it unfair no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
At random times in my life, I've gotten DMs from you where it's just like, if at any point I draw Insector Dragonfly, I can FTK you. And I'm like,
Yo,
what the fuck?
The Insector FTK got even nicer somehow recently. I found a way to cut even more bricks from it. So now it's just like, I think it's if you have 2 Dragonflies, 3 Centipedes, 2 Hornets, 2 Ladybugs, they're dead. Like, in your deck, if those are in your deck, and you have 1 Dragonfly, they're dead.
Deck.
You literally don't use any bricks. All you use are Insector cards, and like I think like 8 extra deck cards.
This is only one of many FTKs that you
it's
told
awesome.
me about.
I love.
It's ridiculous.
My favorite FTK I've ever found, and the way this was connected in the first place to what you were asking is that Edison format was before all this stuff started happening. So I don't know that much about back then. I wasn't that interested at the time already. But my favorite FTK I've ever found. There was a format where I bought a Morphing Jar t-shirt to do this empty jar because like I was so excited, and then they banned Snow. Because what you would do is if you had any 2 warriors you could make a sold, you would give them the Morphing Jar with you had to make like that level 9 synchro that's a rock. You would use Summon Sorceress to summon Morphing Jar to their side of the field. Then you would Snow flip it face down, and there's a weird amount of Link monsters that just flip a monster into face up defense position. So you just keep doing that. Every 5 cards you draw, you just have to do it again. You summon Snow back with your new cards, and then you just flip it up again. And they can't do anything because it's their Morphing Jar mandatory activating as Chain Link 1. So they just have to let you do it until they deck out. Like, you make like a Dweller at some point. You have to like summon Exod, and you have to like Necro face cards back somewhere in there with Chain Summoning. It's a very complicated deck. It takes like 40 minutes to resolve, so they lose game 1 if they let you do it all.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you are a terrible person.
I was so excited, and they just took it away. I don't think it was actually good, to be fair, but
yeah, of course. Well,
it was so funny.
That's the thing, though. What's funny to me is that you always find these FTKs, and granted, 99% of them are not competitive enough because of consistency problems. But if you do draw these 2 cards at any point, and you just game. Apparently, it's just fucking game.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, it's so bad. It was like, oh, Gishki's like, I can Gishki FTK you, and your opponent doesn't realize that you can run the clock out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can sit here and do this loop eternally. I can do this, and technically, I'm playing the game, right? Like, it's not a perfect loop, because a perfect loop you have to declare, like, I'm doing it 78 times.
Yep.
I was like, okay, but then some loops are like, well, it changes every time because I don't know what I might draw here, so it's not the same every time.
Yeah. Well, if you know anything about do you know anything about Sunseeds, or like the fact that Sunseed is a deck? There's like a plant deck called like Sunvine Sunseed.
Nope.
It's about to become more relevant in the next set, but even right now, it has a combo that takes like 25 minutes to do correctly, and it gains 200 life points during it. And somebody did it to me at locals, and like I won game 1. But it took 36 minutes.
That's
and then
insane.
I was just like, what? Game 2 started, I just scooped immediately. I was like, we're playing game 3. Like,
yes.
I can't do this. Yeah, you literally FTK'd my game 2. I can't do anything about that.
That's insane. He took your game 2 from you.
Yeah, he won game 1. I won game 1. I was like, but I've already lost game 2. I don't understand. I don't know how he did it, but.
And why are you drawn to degenerate shit like that? Why is that? Why did you see a wind-up loop and your eyes got big and you were like, I found my place in the world?
Because it's funny. It's cool. Every other card game. It's one of the things for all the identity Yu-Gi-Oh gives you. It's one of the things that Yu-Gi-Oh's identity itself comes from, right? Because it's the only game like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Why make Magic again?
Yeah. There's no other legitimate card game that allows you to win on turn 1 so consistently as Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I'd even wager. So me and you both watched YCS Charlotte this weekend, and I watched every feature match pretty much, starting from round 4 where I think Shu Ping played. I didn't see the earlier ones because I didn't know if they were streaming. And then somebody in the IMNerd Discord messaged me and was like, yo, you watched any of the stream? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know. I started watching and Shu Ping was on. And literally, outside of his actual round 4, where he was featured, outside of that round, everyone who went first just won every time. This continued for literally so many rounds going in, and then also continuing into top 32, 16, 8, 4. And even in the finals, the guy won a die roll. He won. He went first game one. Now, I don't understand why game one took literally 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't either.
But he ended game one with full combo. And I remember at the end of his turn, he had 5 back row, a field spell, the token, the Griffin, destroy Phoenix Enforcer, multiple cards in hand, and a full graveyard, and was just like pass. And it obviously took him a while to get to that point, like probably 7-8 minutes, something like that, 7 to 10 minutes. But his opponent was just kind of sitting there the entire time, honestly looking pissed. I don't know if you saw the guy he was playing, but
Jerome was pissed. He was not happy.
He looked pissed the entire. He had his fist on his cheek, and he looked very bored and annoyed. So the whole time I'm saying to my friends, because we were on Discord, I was saying, wonder why he's not scooping, because I feel like it's just that's full combo, right? Like it's just game. But then 35 minutes later, I'm like, holy shit, this game is still going.
Yeah.
And at one point, it looked like Jerome was in the driver's seat. Like there was a point where I looked away and looked back over, and he was doing well. And I said, oh shit, maybe Eldritch is actually kind of real. But I just don't like how turn one is. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, Eldritch is real, right? But it's always been a deck that I hate on principle for the same reasons I just talked about. So like, I don't know. I don't like it. It is obviously good.
It's trying to duel too much, though.
Yeah. It's like it's trying to duel too much when other people don't have to. You're the only one that needs to duel. They don't need to duel to play. You actually
fuck that.
Yeah, it's not even like they're just that they're trying to duel. They have to duel. The cards that turn the duel into a duel don't have Eldritch on them.
That's true.
So to begin with, you've got these issues in your deck building. I was talking to this is too much of a tangent. It's really just that you were talking about people winning going first, right?
Yes.
Steve Gleason and I were in a Discord talking about how to build. I can't even remember what deck anymore. It might have been Branded that we were talking about, but we were thinking about how because sometime last year, at some point, it turned into this thing where you could win going second relatively easily, and people were going second like on purpose. The game turned into like going first doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Yep.
And we got so used to that when it finally flipped back around to the original, like literally like multiple years of just you have to go first, that we become desensitized before. We like forgot about it and got used to winning going second again. And now we were just like, how do we solve these going second problems? And we were just like, oh, you can't. You just can't solve the problem. You just lose.
That's actually awful.
Yeah, it was like a very shocking thing. I was like in the car talking to him, and it was just like, but we should go win going second, right? I was like, I think maybe we can't anymore. I think we're past that. It's gone.
There are not many formats where going second was even viable. When they did the rule where you draw of going first, because in Edison format, one of the things about it is that you draw 6 going first and you draw 6 going second, so there's no incentive to ever go second. So when someone was the die roll,
you get to attack.
Anyway, so when someone wins the die roll, fuck that guy. So when someone wins the die roll in Edison format, you just draw your 5 and just wait. Don't even pretend like there's a chance that you might go first, because there's no deck in the format that has incentive to go second, which is one of the problems with the format. It's one of the only bad things I can really say about it. I mean, people complain about it being slow, but that's the thing that most people play it for. But that's not a real complaint. I think that the issue of there's no incentive to ever go second Edison format. Now, I like what Konami did, where they incentivized us to go second by saying you draw 5 cards when you go first, right? That was a big change to the game. And then I think the first format that really saw people wanting to go second for real was Necros 2014. I think that was when people realized, okay, going first is kind of nice because you could do your Jew, like Manju, and then you could do Valkyris and you can draw and then end your board clean. But at the end of the day, going second just started to be better because of resources. And then you only had 7 mirrors or something like that, 6 mirrors and a preparation of rights. So you actually want your opponent to burn out of all of their ritual spells first. And the best way to do that was to go second. And it's not like you were really that far behind by going second. You weren't really behind at all, technically, going second. I mean, Max, he was in the format. People realized, oh, going second is actually kind of nice. So you would play, damn, going first sucks. But then later on, another format that did that was Spiral. I remember Ryan Levine, I believe, either Ryan Levine or Jesse Cotton. One of them won a YCS in Europe with go second Spiral. And when everyone else was going first and bricking, or going first, setting up a board and having their board broken and then losing the game immediately, they realized, oh, the best thing to do here is to play a ton of hand traps, like a ton, and a ton of cards that break boards, like evenly matched, and go second, and let your opponent do whatever they want it, as much as, if you didn't draw hand traps, fine, whatever. My deck is meant to go second. It's meant to break your board, and I'll just win that way. And so it's been successful. Whenever it's a go second format, it's been successful for the people who build their deck to go second properly, and they noticed it first. Like, if you're the first one to realize that the game changed, that's such a cool initiative to have when everyone else is still thinking that it's correct to go first. Because what happens in a tournament is they win a die roll, and they choose to go first, which is what you wanted anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's not revealed to your opponent. We always say it's awkward in a go second format when you build your deck to go second, but no one else knows it yet. And if you win a die roll, you have to be like, you go first. It's so awkward to say that because now your opponent knows you're on some bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like it's know.
A lot of information for sure.
It is a lot of information when you win the die roll and you have to say. So a lot of times you'll be like, yo, I hope I lose every die roll today.
That's when when you gotta be tricky. You gotta go in there and act like a noob. You're gonna be like, man, I really like attacking first. No, I think you should go first.
That's unsportsmanlike conduct. It's too intentional.
Nah, fuck that.
Kenny, I wish I could do that, but literally 90% of my opponents sit down and go fuck.
I'll go in there, I'll have a fucking propeller hat on. I've like the multicolored hat with a propeller. I'm like, hey guys,
hat.
No,
you can go first. I'm having a good day today. You go first.
You are ridiculous as a person.
That's crazy. And then evenly matched for Dark Ruler no more.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the I Am Nerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.